And here we are live, as we are every Wednesday on the Temptations Beach page on Facebook, noon Eastern Time with the High Noon Hemp Show. I am Joe Clare. You can Google my name, find me, all the stuff, the various things I do. Of course, live from Hemp Quarters up north, in the Great North Beach. How are things in the world of Temptations?
They are good. Once again, forgot to. You can hear you in the background back there talking. I better pause that again.
Someone else joining us. I hear that.
I keep forgetting about that TV over there. And so, anyway, welcome, folks, to episode 10. It is November 7th of the old High Noon Hemp Show. This is my partner in crime over there, Joe Clare, Stoner Jesus said, I am Beach, high atop the Hemp Quarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. I like that. I'm going to have to use that more. High atop the Hemp Quarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. That is where I am. And so, this show is following a controversial night in history because the elections were last night. And so we were following some things across the state, across the country. Some things went well, some things didn't go as well as we wanted. I suppose the bad news is in Ohio for cannabis, Mike DeWine is our governor, and so he's kind of replacing a governor who is not cannabis friendly in any way. So we're kind of status quo, but it's still a bummer. His opponent, Cordray, was cannabis, very pro cannabis. And so is what it is. Issue 1 failed here, which would have been a treatment over punishment. And somehow that thing just went awry and failed quite miserably. I guess, the scaremongers, I think, won there. They scared people into believing things that I just really weren't true about that particular issue. But anyway, we tried to help people. Didn't work. We tried to move forward with cannabis in Ohio. That didn't work. Other than the caveat to that, the good news, I got the bad news out of the way, so I'm going to just go ahead and get to the good news. Dayton and Norwood. Norwood is our little local community. Dayton, Norwood, and 3 other sensibles did in fact pass, and what the sensibles are is a no fine, no time. So if you have up to 200 grams in public on you, you no fine, no times. Basically, you walk away. They take your stuff. So it's still, there's something there. But in the same sense, once again, no ticket, no real documentation. I don't know how that all works. Anyway, but 5 out of the 6 in Ohio passed. Dayton was big because Dayton's a big city. Norwood was big because it's right around the corner of our hemp ship store down in O'Brienville. And because I sat across the table from Amy Wolfenberger when she was becoming a voice for cannabis, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And she has not eased up since, and I'm so proud of her and her crew here in the Cincinnati area. I think that I don't want to jump the shark, as they say, but I'm thinking of maybe sensible Cincinnati needs to come because you can imagine what it would be for the state if we could get a no fine, no times to pass in the city of Cincinnati or Hamilton County. I know it's hard, but that would be big. The 4th largest city, Dayton, and the 6th largest city in Ohio, Toledo, are both no fine, no time cities. And so, the head of the administration may be the wrong person to move us forward, but that doesn't mean that Ohio is not moving forward. And so good for them.
Congratulations to Norwood. For a little background on myself, I actually went to college in Norwood. I put college in quotes because it was ITT Tech, but still, they gave me a diploma, so it's something. But I spent a lot of time in Norwood, and congratulations to them. By the way, if you're all hearing, I don't know if you can hear the siren in the background. But in our area, the first Wednesday of every month at noon,
Oh,
of
sure,
course, they
sure.
let go
Yeah.
the sirens to celebrate this show. No, they it's a testing
I think
for
I
the
heard him here even. So yeah,
yeah.
they know. They know. They're out
Yeah.
there.
The Russians are not bombing. It's fine. Well,
We're
they may
good.
be. I don't want to, I'm not
Yeah,
100%
don't
sure on
jump to
that, but I'm pretty
conclusions
sure.
there, buddy.
Maybe the day after the election, they just got tired of it and they said, well, now it's time. But yeah, congratulations to everybody. And of course, Missouri, medical marijuana passing, recreational
Yep.
marijuana
Yep.
legalization passing in Michigan, and medical
Michigan,
marijuana
big.
also
Yep.
in Utah. So North Dakota
Yeah,
lost, but,
Utah. Yeah. Yeah.
can't win them all.
No, it's true. And North Dakota again. They had the verbiage is why it didn't pass in North Dakota because it was like there were no rules, and so I think they were just afraid that all of a sudden people would be moving to North Dakota to grow cannabis and sell it. Oh my gosh, how
a real
terrible!
conservative state with it. Trump won by 36 points. I did not expect it to pass there. I was hesitant about Utah and Missouri as well, but they came through. But Michigan was always solid, and they stayed solid through last
And
night.
Utah, I think it was just like certain counties, right?
The Utah thing is weird.
Yeah.
Everybody stopped spending money. They came to a compromise with the state legislature. They're going to
That's
do
right. That's
whatever they
right.
feel like doing. Because basically, from what I understand, is even if it would have passed and they didn't have a compromise, they would just need a simple majority in the state legislature there just to gut it and do away with it completely. So they're going to get something in Utah. What it's going to be, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's going to be fairly limited, considering
Right. Yeah.
the nature of the state.
Yeah, well,
unique nature of that state.
something is better than nothing, but nothing
Absolutely.
is still nothing. Okay, so on that political summary of the cannabis elections, a couple weeks ago, we posted some pictures, about a commercial that I was working on. That commercial has been completed, and it is gloriously well done. right on time to be done the day after the elections. No, I posted it on Facebook yesterday, so some of you out there may have seen this on Facebook yesterday because I was really excited about how well it came together. And so we're going to go ahead before we get into the product spotlight. I think we're going to go ahead and run that for you. So here is the Hemptations debate commercial.
Yes, the world premiere on the High Noon Hemp Show.
World premiere on the High Noon Hemp.
What is your stance on Hemptations? I am pro Hemptations. I am anti-Hemptations. It is said Hemptations has the largest selection of hemp on the planet. Thoughts? My opponent would say food and fiber, but I say CBD and plastics. Simply not false. I would go on to add body products and paper. What's the one location you want everyone to know about? Well, they are all great, so start with the one closest to you. I say adventure out to the store furthest from you. Closing words? Use hemp to help the planet. Help the planet by using hemp. Having Hemptations? I am having Hemptations.
Very, very nice.
There you have it, folks. Yes.
Three beaches.
The three beaches. I think me debating myself was, that was a tag worth throwing out there, and so there you have it. I feel like I won.
Yes. For those of you wondering, there are not really three beaches. Believe me, if there were, we would have three beaches on the show. That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, we
Four
would.
screens, three beaches.
I cannot actually imagine three of myself sitting like beside me, and no, that would be
the wonders of technology.
That would be tough. I mean, me and my own brain alone are hard enough. There's probably a couple beaches up there. Oh, shit. So yeah, there you have it. We're trying to figure out how to cut it down a little bit because it's a little long, but that 1 minute end result commercial, I really like that. So
very nice.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the old product spotlight.
Indeed.
I'm running out of older products because the products that we've carried for a long time, I should say, not old products in the store, and so a lot of the products now are going to be the somewhat newer, the products that we just kind of started carrying, or might have been around there for a little while. So anyway, here we go with the product spotlight. The first one is the hemp pasta. I found this down in Asheville, in the Asheville area, and this is 100% hemp pasta. And so it is very filling, hot, be a lot of protein in a serving size or so of this pasta. It is good. Again, the hemp pasta stuff that we've had in the past is good, and these guys are doing a really good job of making just 100% hemp pasta. So not just good, but good for you, as they say. And then again, when you want to wash that down, you need a little energy. Yeah, you can move on to a can of the Hemp energy drink. As you can see, they not only do they use hemp in their product for an energy drink, but there are no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no artificial nothing, no preservatives. And so if you need an energy, if you want to drink an energy drink, this isn't just good because it has hemp in it. This is good because it doesn't have all the other stuff that you do not want or don't need in your energy drink, so to speak. So there's a couple different flavors. This is just the regular flavor. I think they have and I should find out first because I know that things resolve, but I feel like they have like a blueberry and possibly another mango or something flavor as well. Moving on to that, we go. These guys are kind of new, but ironically, actually, I found this soap at the same time that I found the hemp pasta. I didn't put those two together until just now at Hempex down in Asheville. We just got a fresh order of the soap in, Yanahali, I believe is how that's possibly pronounced. But again, very fresh. I want to say that it's handmade. I know that it's just her, I believe. And she may have some help now because she may be getting a little bit bigger that makes these. And so again, a all natural, nice, that Tennessee made, I believe, hemp soap. And then with the twist on all that, we're going to go to the Hemperillo wraps. Again, the hemp wrap or the wrap industry is moving to hemp wraps, going away with the tobacco-based wraps, so to speak. And so these are just another line of hemp wraps that we have in the stores as well because they're hemp and they're good, and our customers enjoy said smoking products on occasion, and I sure wouldn't hold that against them. So it's nice to be able to give them that crowd some hemp products, and they do really well. They're pretty popular with the rap crowd, so to speak. Not we're good, but and you couldn't see my hands, but I was making this symbol.
There you go.
Anyway, the last product of the product spotlights is always a product that I personally use. This one is something that I, in fact, do use on a daily basis. This is my custom-made hemp file folder holder. I have two of them. One's an extended right to my right-hand side over here, which keeps my file folders. One with all of the hemp companies in it, and one which is various other stuff. And again, those were made right here at the hemp quarters in what I call the Hemp Wood, WOULD, wood shop, which is where we work with the hemp press board when we need to, when something needs to be made and it can be made out of the hemp press board. That is what we use. I hope I'm finding some soon because we are running low. But I still have a skid, so I'm not running too low. So anyway, there you have it, folks. That's the product spotlights. Hemptations, all the stores, 3 in Cincinnati, 1 in Dayton. All that information is, in fact, online at hemptations.com. again, hopefully we'll be up on retail. I've had a lot of people come to me recently, and I wish that we could have sold them product retail, but that's okay because I don't mind mailing people stuff sometimes, especially when it's the CBD stuff.
Yeah.
We tend to try to get that where we want it or where people need it if we can. And so, and I don't know, the laws there would be interesting. I mean, we should be good to sell it online like everybody else, and so I don't know why it'd be a problem. But anyway, moving
Indeed.
on to
everybody's favorite segment, the
everybody's
best
favorite segment.
By the way, if you're, you can check out temptations.com, but also, of course, the Facebook pages. There's Facebook pages for all the stores. You can check those out. There's always great information, product spotlights there as well. Go check that out. Now, the beachwear segment, the most popular segment really on Facebook. I'm going to venture to say, today, what are you wearing beach?
Well, today, from the top to the bottom, I have on a Evo hemp hat. I mentioned the Evo bars recently. I'm pretty sure a product that we sell, but this is one of their marketing hats that I found at one of their shows recently. And then the gray Two Jupiters hoodie. I do not believe that Two Jupiters is around anymore, but I'm pretty sure that I have just about every color of their hoodie from when they were around. It's a little bit chilly here today, so I got the hoodie on, and it's a pretty thick hoodie. They have the thumb holes, like for the skiers, to put your gloves on and whatnot. And then the Hemp Hoodlam Make Hemp Not War t-shirt. This is another product that we do, in fact, have in the stores. And this is one of the ones that I like wearing out when I'm out in some other city or something. It usually draws people attention. I usually get comments when I wear it out. So it's fun. It's a good message, in my opinion. I like it. Third Stone cargo pants. I'm not sure where I found the cargo pants. I can't tell you that I wore them almost every day I was in India, and they held up. They didn't feel like they got dirty. It was just amazing. These pants getting me through India. And so I really like these. I'm going to have to go look and see if what the Third Stone, if they still exist or if they're out there and still making stuff. And so, if you're looking for some nice cargo pants, those are really nice. And again, I've had them for years. And so India was at least 7 years ago, and I've been wearing them ever since. I know that. I've got the black boxers from Hemptopia up there. Again, the boxer briefs. I think I got those at Amazon even. Possibly eBay. It's hard to say. I think they have a website as well with their products. I think they have some hats, the boxer briefs. We don't have those in the store, but they are really nice. They're almost like a workout boxer brief for men. If you ask me, they're really snug. And so if you're looking for that, the Hemptopia boxers are nice. Boxer briefs, I should say. And then the Hemp Traders Argyle socks. Wearing the fancy Argyle socks today. We have those in the store when they have them, and so they may be in the store now. But those are, very nice black socks with the Argyle pattern. And then the Adidas gray shell-toed shoes, classic. Again, semi-old, not too old, but in between, I suppose. Again, a lot of Adidas hemps on the shelves. The gray worked today. And so there they are, folks. What are you wearing, Beach? And there it is.
Today's beachwear.
Today's beachwear.
Soon,
As
this
we
segment
all
will be so
should.
popular, people will be dressing as you on Halloween. We're going to see if we can
Can
get
you
that started.
imagine?
I'm going to try very hard to make that a thing.
I mean, honestly, it really wouldn't be too hard. I would say that if someone showed up at a party and they had all hemp on from head to toe, I would say they were dressed like me.
There you go.
Very little people in society dress from head to toe in hemp every day. It's one of those baffling mysteries when it comes to hemp businesses using cotton t-shirts that aren't even organic cotton, to promote their business. It's actually very frustrating to me. I try to be an example there. That's kind of what provoked me to do the "What Are You Wearing, Beach" segment, is to show and obviously I'm a man, so it's very male centric, and I apologize for that, ladies. I would love to show off the women's hemp wear that exists in the world, because there is a lot more. I think actually women's fashion probably out there, spread out there with hemp used in it. The women's fashion industry is also very difficult, and as a business owner, something that I was trying to avoid. We do have some lines of women's clothing. I try to keep it in, if we can. But unfortunately, what are you wearing, beach segment is probably not going to have too much women's wear in it.
Well, hopefully we can get someone to do that. Someone
I think
like
that
maybe a volunteer, but if not, Beach, it's it's going to be up to you.
I do believe that when we plan this runway show, that someday we will do. I will represent the ladies the best that I can, in the women's wear that's out there. Because there is, again, a lot of it. There is a lot of women's wear out there, women's cut shirts and nicer. Again, there's not a whole lot of designer male wear stuff, but there is a lot of designer women's hemp clothing. Not that I'm saying, designer, fancy, whatever. I'm just saying there's a lot of hemp being used in designing with clothing. Not
Maybe
sure
if
how that works.
if we can't find a model for that, maybe we can find a mannequin made of hemp, and then use the mannequin to show off the women's hemp clothing and bring it all together full circle.
You're blowing me away here, man. Stop it.
Just full of ideas a day. I
Man,
hope someone's writing all this down.
that's genius, right? Somebody remind us of that next week.
Please, someone write this down. I'm going to forget it all by the
A
time the
hemp
show's over.
mannequin, man. Here it comes. That would be so easy too. That would be so easy. No,
Yeah, you
we
would
could
think.
make a hemp
Making a
hemp
mannequin
fabric.
out of hemp plastic,
We could even, you know what? Honestly, we could even do a full body. I bet out of the hemp press board.
There you
Man,
go.
you've got me thinking now. All right,
right,
folks.
get to work.
Hemp mannequins coming soon. That's how we do.
Yeah,
This is
we can
how we
have
roll
one
on
at
the
every
hemp world of
location. They
beach.
can, greet people when they come in. They'll see that. They'll just come from all around to see the hemp mannequin with the hemp
This
outfits.
is they will. I think that I'm gonna make like have four of them in one window, and they're gonna be lined up like the Beatles on Abbey Road or something. Oh my gosh!
All the possibilities are
man,
endless.
you got me going now. Cover them with hemp fabric. Oh my lord. Oh my. Oh my. Oh hemp. Oh my hemp. I need to say oh my hemp. Anyway, okay, folks, moving on. We can babble about the dreams of building stuff out of hemp all day long on the High Noon Hemp Show. Trust me.
Indeed.
But now let's move on to the news, and this should really be almost at this point the what's going on where segment as much as news. There is really no news this week, but there are events to be talked about. The most coming up recently, the Industrial Hemp Farm Summit, which is in Delaware, November 17th. Again, I am speaking at this event. We are bringing the Hemp Museum. I think we're going to give out some hemp snacks to the people that are there. And so we're going to be, really focusing on getting it done in Ohio, because Ohio is not legal to grow industrial hemp. So if you're curious out there in the real world, no, Ohio is not legal for industrial hemp, which is just absurd. It's just absurd. Every state around us is doing something with industrial hemp. And so we're gonna hopefully somebody is going to have something done by the end of the year that we can maybe get some hemp seeds in the ground next spring, which would be great. I would feel very positive about that. I've been going around and around with the state and all this stuff for 20 plus years now. And so, hopefully somebody's going to get something done. We'll see. So anyway, that's the Industrial Hemp Farm Summit. You can get the ticket information on our website if you're in Ohio or you want to travel in. I know there's a lot of quality speakers that are going to be talking about the industry, people that are in it just as much as I am, and whatnot. And so that's November 17th. And also November 17th, if you are in the Rochester, New York area, Hemp Texture is part of an event, and I believe Hempatexture, like architecture, but with hemp. They're on Facebook, but they're going to be part of the New York Hemp Lab on November 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be a hempcrete. I believe they're there because they are on hands builders and users of hempcrete. Hemp Texture is. And so if you're in the Rochester, New York area and you want to learn about the hempcrete stuff, these guys are doing it. And so that would be interesting. I think I don't know where I'll try to find some more information as where to send you online, and that'll be on the Hemptations about page, hemptations.com. That's where I post all the events that I talk about on the High Noon Hemp Show. The Hemp Summit event is on the main page because we're involved in that. And so if you look on the main page of events, that's all of the Hemptation stuff. And that's the yearly schedule of things that go on in the Hemptations world. And so, we try to keep everybody up to date as much as we can.
Indeed.
And then we'll jump into December to the 2nd of December from 2 to 4 p.m. out in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Farm Bureau is they're going to host a little how did it go this year, because they did grow in Wisconsin. And then kind of what do you want to do to be a part of next year? And this is at their annual meeting at the Kalahari Resorts and Convention Center in Wisconsin Dells. And so if you're out in Wisconsin and you're interested in the hemp industry stuff or the hemp farming in Wisconsin, then go. And that 2 hours is going to be, I believe, dedicated to just hemp. The Ohio Farm Bureau gave me about 8 minutes to talk about hemp a couple years ago. So,
Wow.
Wisconsin.
Squeeze in 8 minutes.
I got in as much as I could, that's for sure. But it is a lot to get in 8 minutes. But alas, that went nowhere in Ohio, as the Farm Bureau still says they're not going to do anything. The Ohio Farm Bureau isn't going to do anything until it's legalized. And then, of course, they're going to say, oh, yeah, we love the idea. Because the National Farm Bureau came out at least a year or two ago and said that they were pro-industrial hemp. And then again, I think they obviously left it up to their state farm bureaus to decide how they wanted to act on the matter. And again, it's not legal in Ohio. And so the Farm Bureau here was kind of like, well, just like the legislators, which is funny, the politicians be like, well, until it's legal, I don't know what to do. And everybody's like, somebody do something.
Yeah.
We're never going to collect enough signatures in the state of Ohio to get industrial hemp on the ballot. Although, the Ohio Rights Group and the Ohio Cannabis Rights Amendment was actually pro-industrial hemp, and I'm pretty sure issue 1 had a industrial hemp legalization in it too. So we have tried to sneak it in there in some other type of legalization stuff, but that didn't work either. Dang it. Dang it.
It's amazing. And many people have pointed this out, of course, over the years, that no matter what you feel about cannabis or cannabis legalization, the fact that industrial hemp has remained illegal in this country for so long, and we're just now getting back around to planting it and letting farmers, get in on the action, so to speak. It's there's no logic train.
No
to
logic
it at all. There's nothing.
No, it really isn't. It is. It's absurd. But here we are, still pushing forward in a battle that should have stopped long ago.
Still waiting on the Farm Bill. Mitch McConnell
still waiting on the
retained
Farm Bill.
control of the Senate. So what that means as far as how much that'll be pushed through, I guess we'll see. We'll see if Mitch McConnell's still interested.
He will be. I think that they'll. I don't know. I don't know if that means that they're going to still hold out on actually signing it until 2019.
Yeah.
We'll see. You are correct. Because he's all about the industrial hemp part of the farm bill, but he's also all about the politics of holding things up for the sake of the betterment of us, the citizens, somehow. I can't. I'm not even going to wrap my brains around why there's something that they can even debate about in the Agricultural Act to begin with. I just don't even. And it's not industrial hemp. They're not trying to hold industrial hemp against this bill. They're trying to hold something up somehow. And I just can't imagine why that would be a part of an agricultural act for any reason. But politics is politics, and the politics are dancing. Is that a verse from a song? No, that's a different. I'm mixed matching songs in my head there. Nerd did have a song about politicians. NERD did have a hip hop song about politicians that told the truth, and it was something about politicians aren't nothing but strippers to me. So, you take that for whatever you want, but sounds like dancing for money, and that's about all they do. Anyway. Let's move on to happier things. Next year, speaking of 2019, and hopefully the signing of the Agricultural Act, which would take industrial hemp off of the controlled substance list, which would be great. You have in February, first weekend in February, we have the Asian Hemp Summit in Kathmandu. Again, you can go to hemptoday.net, get that information. And then also in February, you have the Deep Green Building event, which is in Poland. That too, more information on that is at hemptoday.net and on the about page of the Hemptations but I think you can get tickets and see who's speaking and whatnot on the hemptoday.net page. And then this event, which isn't happening until April, is starting to get talked about a little bit. The National Hemp Expo in Louisville, April 13th and 14th. That's that's the KY Hempganics Facebook, and it's, I'll try to get some more information there, maybe a link to something online about that. But I think they're really trying to get a decently sized hemp expo here, much like I am sure the SoCo, the Hemp NoCo, which was down in Nashville recently was. I didn't make it down there, but it was huge. And so we'll keep our eyes. We'll keep you posted on the National Hemp Expo that's going to happen in Louisville, Kentucky in April, as well as everything else. And that's really it. Kind of good stuff. We don't have a question, I don't believe. Do you have a question?
I did not see one. As usual, Facebook decided to show our posts about Ask Beach Anything to about 0.05% of the people who actually follow the Hemptations Beach page. I saw there's over 5,000 Hemptations Beach page, over 5,000 likes, and they showed it to 98 people. I don't know exactly what that percentage is, but it's not very good.
Yeah, again, no, I'm sure I could work that number pretty easily in my head. It's like 0.01% is what that is.
You think Facebook would encourage the interaction that would come from something like that, but no.
You would think. Hopefully the other 4,900 people watch later. Maybe Facebook's going to wait till they're eating dinner to let them know that the show happened today at noon. It's hard to say.
It's incredible. Carrie did comment, watching from Florida. Thank you, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
The old Facebook.
Thanks for watching. I have stuff coming to you ASAP, which is not always the quickest, but I love you, and it's coming. I swear.
All right. Every Wednesday, the High Noon Hemp Show on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page, noon Eastern Time. And, of course, we share it with all the other Hemptations pages. If you want to watch it live, I suggest you set an alarm on your phone for noon on Wednesdays.
You know, and I did post something right like 5 minutes before the show. I did post something on my personal page, and so
There
you
go.
know, we'll get better. We'll get better at marketing ourselves someday soon. I promise,
Fine.
folks. If we re-up for another season, we have 2 more episodes in the 12 episode committal. So maybe next season, you know, we'll come up with a little better way to market our
Yeah,
the show.
Facebook doesn't make it easy. I mean, we're gonna have to go with like flyers or something. I don't know.
Right, you know, and of course, you know, being at high noon on Wednesdays, I understand a lot of people are probably at work, can't take 30 to 45 minutes to listen to me ramble about industrial hemp.
They should.
And so,
they don't have anything going on. Come on.
Should.
What we should do
Probably
is the
not
hemp
getting paid enough.
mannequins. They should have like billboards or something. You stand them out front with the billboards. It tells people when the show is on. We can just bring it
little signs
all
up,
together.
like have them holding up signs too.
Instead of
Just have
hiring those
mannequin
people
things.
that like stand out in front of like cell phone stores with the big arrows and they have the costumes on, just use mannequins. It's very cost efficient and it'll serve the same purpose.
That is
I
true.
I would submit it would be more interesting to have a mannequin do it than a real person because that's that's unique and there's got to be a story behind it. Maybe they'll just come in and say, "What is up with this mannequin?"
And then they'll protest us because they'll be like, "Hemp stole our job.
That's right. We need to build a wall against
Hemp
the
took my
mannequins.
job."
They're taking our
Build a wall
jobs.
against the mannequins. They're going to take our jobs.
The real Americans want to do.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's true. Anyway, so you know, I hate to go questionless. Okay, so the question for the day is: does hemp make for a good paper source? And the answer is absolutely. Hemp, just for environmental purposes, it takes the equivalent of 1 acre of hemp in 6 months to the equivalent of 4 acres of timberland in 5 to 10 years when grown for paper. The processing of it is less because you don't have to bleach it. It will come out as a naturally light color. It won't be white, but it will be a naturally light color. And so I think a lot of paper pulp gets bleached to make that white paper. And it is what most paper was. A lot of paper had hemp in it up until the probably 1900s, early 1900s. Yellow journalism. The reason that the term yellow journalism even exists is because of the fact that they were changing over to a more paper timber paper pulp than hemp and some of the other natural fiber paper pulps, and it was discoloring, and that's probably where the bleaching had to come into. Yellow journalism was because the discoloration of the paper, because it was inferior to the paper that was already there, and it didn't last as long, and so the timber paper pulp, they had to kind of change what they were doing, and bleaching the paper was one of them. So bleaching paper is what ended yellow. And so there you have it. Yes. What I do see Carrie's asking what states currently grow industrial hemp. I believe at this point we're up to, and I couldn't list them all, to be honest with you, but I believe we're up to 30 states that have legal industrial hemp laws. And that's some growing 5 acres, and that's some growing 12, 15, 22,000 acres. And so, but, again, we're over half the country. Most states have an industrial hemp. Now, whether they actually even have a program going is another thing, because they've legalized even, and they're still trying to figure out how to make it work. But, Kentucky, Colorado, and I should know the state that I gave props to last month that that actually grew 22,000 acres. So the most that was grown was 22,000, but Indiana, I think, still only had maybe like 15 or 20. West Virginia didn't have a whole lot, but they were growing. And so a lot of states do, again, 30 or so. I should have that posted on the website. So I will try to get actually the states that are legal for industrial hemp up somewhere on the website to keep everybody posted. And I know you can go to like the HIA, and you can go to their website, and they're a good resource to see what's going on with that kind of stuff too. So good question. Good question.
Absolutely.
Hopefully all 50 within the next 2 years. Boy, that'd be nice. We'll see.
You would think. I'm sure they're waiting for it now.
There's no reason not to. Again, if they sign the Agricultural Act that's on the table right now, I think that the last 20 or so states would have zero reason to care and would go ahead and do something. So we'll see. Ohio being one.
Get on it. I know they're watching.
Get on it. Get on it. All right, folks.
So that'll do it.
Thanks,
everybody.
Yeah, that'll do it. As always, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations?
I am having temptations. Much like the 3 beaches in the commercial. Aren't we all? See y'all next week. Wednesdays, Temptations Beach page. Like the page. All that. Peace.